Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome to my review of Solomon Kane, the movie, the 2009 $40 million budget movie starring James Purefoy. I finally got around to watching this. I actually had to buy it used on eBay, but definitely worth it. I didn't want to just rent it on Amazon or something like that because I had a feeling I was going to like it. I love James Purefoy in John Carter of Mars, playing one of my favorite characters from that series, which was Cantos Can. But in this movie, he really did a kick-ass job. I watched the interview. There's a bunch of special features on this particular disc. I'll show it to you guys again, so you want to grab it. The little sticker from the used. Apparently, it was from a video game, not a video game, a movie rental place, and I guess this has to be back by 3 p.m. That's not going to happen because I'm keeping it. If there's a director's cut out there, I know there is one in France, 2-disc set, but I don't think I'll be able to find that, and I don't speak French, so I'd be getting a bunch of stuff that couldn't use. But has a couple other people in the movie that I wanted to highlight just for a second. Pete Postlethwaite, everything I've ever seen him in, he plays William Crowthorne. Everything I've ever seen him in, he is just one of the greatest character actors. I wish I could pull his picture up, but he plays the father of the Puritan family that rescues him. I don't want to go too much into the plot of this. I usually do, but you can see it out there, and the main reason is because this was such a good movie that I don't want to take anything away from it. And I really hope my Solomon Kane friends out there, my Robert E.Howards friends out there, if you don't own it, it cost me like $6. You can get it on Blu-ray a lot easier than DVD, and still, you're only going to pay about $10. Definitely worth it. If I would have had a little more time, I would have watched it again. I would have watched the James Purefoy commentary version as well. The special effects were perfect. His talent with the sword was perfect. And there was really nothing wrong with it that I could see, even though a lot of the people who reviewed movies on the internet, gave it 3 out of 5 stars kind of thing. And I'm like, this is easily a 4 out of 5, unless you are really snobby and want something a little bit different. But for us Solomon Kane fans out here, I really thought that this would have made for a perfectly canon origin story. Nothing in this movie takes away from any of the other literature out there or the comic books, as far as I could tell. But I'm gonna look into those more as time goes forward from here. The few Solomon Kane comic books that I have are pretty old, and I don't really remember them. So I'm gonna look into getting some more stuff. I'll probably actually read the Solomon Kane, Robert E.Howards stories again before the end of next month, if I can, at least before Christmas. But I was really, really happy with everything in the way that it could easily have all happened before the very first Solomon Kane, Robert E.Howards story, which I forget the name of it. Do I have the book handy? No, I don't. So, with the way the movie ended, the movie was supposed to be part of a trilogy, which I think is another crime that we didn't receive the other 2 movies that were planned. The next one was going to take place in Africa, which a lot of his movies or the Solomon Kane stories took place in. And I was really, really impressed with James Purefoy's dedication to studying up for this movie. He read all of the books and all of the I don't know if he read the comic books, but he read all the books, the fragments, the notes, everything he could get a hold of, which there are some things that even I can't get a hold of, which is something I'm going to have to look into, because when they say fragments, I don't know what the heck that means. A sentence, a paragraph, half a page, Post-it note, as I joked before. But if you don't have this one, highly recommend you grab it, at least watch it on Amazon or something like that, because you'll want to add it to your collection, because as we all know, physical media is king. If you don't own it in your hands, you don't really own it. And I'm glad I do. I'm glad I have this one. I'll probably watch it a couple more times between now and Christmas just to catch up on that. But I'm curious to see what you guys out there in TV land thought of this movie. Feel free to continue the conversation down below in the comment section. And we'll talk more about Solomon Kane as the months roll on to the end of the year. And then we'll start with a whole bunch of new stuff until we get to Sumerian September. And then we'll probably break this back out again. But yeah, I'm a big fan. I would definitely 5 out of 5. I can't see any reason to give it less than that, unless, like I said, there's something you're expecting that you didn't get. The special effects were phenomenal. The big boss battle at the end, just fantastic. Even though there were a few predictable things, and the only thing I really didn't like was the crucifixion scene, because it was done in Conan and in the wrong time and place. I don't remember Solomon Kane ever being crucified in the novel or in the short stories. Hopefully that never actually happened. It just really wasn't necessary, because it was so overdone in the Conan movie and in the Conan stories, etc. It just seemed like, again. But other than that, and even that part was done really well, and led and moved the story along. That the whole scene was kind of predictable. You knew he was going to pull himself off and that sort of thing. At least the hand wounds were healed in a way that made sense, and because bones are going to break. Just saying, if you get nailed like that. But otherwise, this was 5 out of 5. I wouldn't even take the crucifixion scene. That would even take off a point off of one of the stars, as far as I'm concerned. Definitely worth waiting for the big bad guy, the big boss battle at the end. That was one of the best. And this movie didn't rely a lot on CGI. It used a lot of practical effects. So really, guys, go get this movie. Go watch it. Let's talk more about it. That's what I got for you today. I'll be back tomorrow with a couple of videos, because it's Tuesday, and then I'll have some more stuff for you throughout the rest of the week. Until then, folks, happy trails.